Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we will explore the H5P Interactive Book application by reusing an existing one and by creating a new one with the help of Chat GPT. Many of the shortcuts I show here are also applicable to other H5P types, so keep watching. Interactive books are good for presenting learning material, but also as user manuals or product training manuals for your software product or your hardware product or your life skills product. Like other H5P applications, this one is not only free, but it also integrates seamlessly with most learning management systems or anywhere else where HTML is used. We will cover the following steps. We will begin by downloading and importing an existing H5P interactive book into an LMS. I'll show you 3 options for doing that. Following that, we will create the book to align with our specific content and learning objectives, including assessment items created with the help of Chat GPT. Effective assessment items are significant aspects of online learning and is labor-intensive to create. Chat GPT automates this process to a large extent. The third step involves importing these assessment items into Moodle. To achieve this, I'll show a Moodle plugin that facilitates the reuse of H5P assessment items. This last step excites me the most because it promises to be a huge time saver. Please subscribe so that you don't miss my next video where Chat GPT and I create a game to use in our interactive book. Gamification is the introduction of gaming elements in a non-gaming environment and improves engagement and performance. So I hope you will tune in for that one. By the way, my book is called The Retiree's Guide to Entrepreneurship. Feel free to check out the book for free on my Moodle site. The link is in the description below. You may even reuse it elsewhere if you wish. While the course presentation application relies on slides with limited text, graphics, and the familiar array of H5P interactivities, the interactive book application is centered around sharing larger volumes of text and graphic and other content, complemented of course by the usual assortment of H5P interactive assessment elements. To demonstrate how one can edit someone else's book, I downloaded and reused H5P.org's example interactive book of berries. Reusability is a crucial feature of H5P. This reuse option, visible as a reuse button on H5P activities, can be toggled off in the LMS settings. After downloading the H5P file, the next step is just as straightforward, uploading it back into H5P. I selected to insert the black H5P interactive content activity and then chose to upload a file. Nothing could be easier. One of the first things I noticed was the absence of the well-known set of menu buttons for selecting various interactive elements. Instead, these items in a drop-down list are available to use when creating the interactive book. By the way, if you have another H5P activity, say a question set elsewhere, and you have the same type of content in your current project, use this copy and paste feature to save loads of time. If you don't have access to an LMS like Moodle to perform the actions I'm demonstrating here, don't worry. There are at least 3 other ways for you to experiment with H5P. 1. Visit h5p.org, where you can create various types of interactivities from scratch for experimenting. While you won't be able to create permanent content, you can upload the berries interactive book and make edits. There might be options to upload other interactivities as well. Create an account on Moodle.org, log into the demo site sandbox, and with editing enabled, create a new activity. Use the blue H5P logo and navigate through the content repository to generate interactivities, including interactive books. Number 3, if you are interested in using my own Moodle site, I provide a description below on how you can access this for the full year. Feel free to check it out. Alright, let's keep the momentum going. Now that we have a blank interactive book, or one that we can edit, the next step is to fill it with content arranged in pages. Chat GPT has provided an excellent outline for my book titled The Retiree's Guide to Entrepreneurship. Here is the initial draft. It's a bit sketchy at the moment, but I'm sure Chat and I can improve on it. Screenshots of the prompts that I gave is also available in my free Moodle course. See the link in the description below. To unblock my writer's block, I start with a cover page with a picture, a title, and one could say a subtitle, Your Best Life Ever. My first order of business is to ask Chat to elaborate on the introduction that it is proposing. With a few prompts, Chat was able to do just that. So, I gave Chat all the prompts that is needed to generate text that will be useful to my readers. I saved the text in a Word document to be copied later into the H5P editor. A word of advice, don't paste directly from Word into an editor that allows formatting, such as H5P's editor. First paste it into a plain text editor like Notepad, and from there into the editor that you want to use. Word may contain formatting that gets inherited by the H5P editor, leaving you with unwanted text effects. Additionally, I'll be showing the reader a YouTube video at the start of the introduction to set the scene for the book. Next, I made a list of all the image elements that I may need for the book. I not only considered elements for decorative purposes, but I also designed graphics that will be informative for my readers, such as this interactive timeline that depicts the various phases of a person's life, from school to work to career and career changes, right through to retirement. An important aspect of our interactive book is the assessment items. Creating multiple choice questions with tips and two types of feedback when A, an item is selected, and B, when it is not selected, is the most laborious part of creating assessments. Giving tips and both kinds of feedback, depending on your pedagogical strategy of the moment, is an important feature of formative assessments. When you create a question set with a multiple choice question in it, you have the option of doing it the long way around by filling in these dialog boxes, or by following the example given by H5P, you can enter your MCQ directly as text. Start with a question and on the next line an asterisk, followed by the correct alternative, followed by a colon if you want to include a tip, followed by another colon and feedback if that alternative was selected. Directly after that, another colon for when that alternative was not selected. Go to the next line for the next alternative, onto the second line with its colons, and so forth and so forth. You can, if you want to, create all this text yourself, or you can give Chat GPT an example of how to do it, and Chat will do it for 10 items and 5 alternatives each in less than 10 seconds. I've included these screenshots of my discussion with Chat on the course page linked below, in case you want to replicate this conversation with Chat. When we have our book in place with loads of assessment items, and we want to also use it in our Moodle course for, say, summative assessment purposes, how do we get those assessment items that Chat GPT created for us into Moodle? Let's just pause for a second and reflect on the importance of that question. 1. Chat GPT formulated the question from content it helped to generate. 2. The question was represented in H5P in the correct textual format with the help of Chat GPT. Now we are ready to reuse the question in Moodle without having put much effort into its creation in the first place. How cool is that? It turns out that a plugin is available for just that purpose. With the plugin installed, all you must do in your course question bank is to select import questions and import from H5P. Do you remember the reuse file that we downloaded when we looked at the Book of Berries? If you have a file like that, you could quite easily drag and drop it here, and Moodle, if that is your LMS, will then convert the test items into something that you can reuse from your question bank. The process to extract test items takes long, so please be patient. Thanks for watching. Get those creative juices flowing and make a difference. If you want some more H5P, have a look at one of these other videos. See you next time when we create some gamification in H5P.